Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Emma here. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another yoga class. I think I say the exact same thing every single time, but let's just jump into things. We're going to get started in a forward fold today near the front of your mat. You can always grab some props like blocks to put underneath your hands. Otherwise, just let the arms hang heavy. Generous bend in the knees is great. Head hanging heavy. And please feel free to move around, adjust a little bit, especially if it's early on in your day. You might feel a little extra tight. And even if not, maybe you've been sitting or standing all day, just give yourself a moment here to decompress. Take a nice full breath in. Open your mouth, audible sigh. Then grab the elbows, or if you'd rather take a different grip, that works too. Find some gentle movement side to side. With every exhale, making sure you're emptying the lungs completely, making a little bit more space. I always find I can find a little bit more space in the poses on the exhales. More twist, more fold. So really focus on finding the bottom of each breath. It also just helps ensure that your next inhale will be complete and full. Switch out the arms, get acquainted with the breath. Maybe starting to seal the lips, fire up your Ujjayi breath if that feels all right. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Gentle restriction at the back of the throat. Especially the exhales, really nice and audible, ocean sound. Then release the arms. Left hand down, mat or block. Bend your left knee, stretch your right arm up. Make a fist and roll out your wrist. Stay there or half wrap, right arm behind the back. The right hip crease pulled back, tailbone back. Crown of the head going forward, and you're just wringing out the spine. If it feels all right, chin towards right shoulder. And release, switch. Right hand down, bend right knee, left arm going up. Roll out your left wrist. Stay there or half wrap. You don't want to be dumping or rounding forward. If that's the case, prop up onto the fingertips or use a block. Again, the spine is still long, you're just wringing it out. One more breath. And release, left hand down. On an inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe grab the ankles. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. One more time, halfway lift. Fold, step back to plank pose. And then drop down to the knees, tabletop. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, cow pose once again. Exhale, cat. Few more. Feel free to add in any other movement that you like. Circling out the hips, the shoulders, maybe rolling out the neck. Last one. Walking the hands forward, puppy pose. Forehead down. Or if you've got space, chin to the mat. You could even take the hands out a little bit wider if you feel too much tightness in the neck, upper back area. I like to grab the front of the mat. Imagine pulling the mat forward. Tops of the feet push down. Spread your toenails out and push those down. Feel the outer hips lift. Slide all the way forward onto your belly. Push your arms out into a goalpost or cactus shape. And then bring the knees together and the feet together. On an inhale, lift your upper body. So chest and arms lifting. You might like to crawl the rib cage a little bit further forward. almost like you're lengthening the sides of your body. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Stay here or lift your legs up as well. Try to get the heels to touch, big toes to touch. How much of your thighs can you peel off of the mat while keeping those parts of the body touching for 3, 2, 1. Push into your hands and roll up cobra pose. Pinning the shoulders back and down. Look down like you're looking for your belly button. Feel your waistline tug back. Try to keep that. Avoid letting the heels flop out. You want to keep the toes pointing directly back. Sink back, child's pose. Forehead down, deep breath in. Through your nose, exhale. Walk the hands right. Outer left armpit sinking. And then walk the hands left. Try to push all the air out. Don't let any air get stuck. Walk the hands back through center. Inhale up, tabletop, and exhale back, downward facing dog. You're not stuck where you land, so feel free to adjust the hands and the feet. If things feel a little sticky or tight, pedal your legs, move around. If things are feeling pretty warmed up already, you might find stillness. The heels are sinking, but they don't need to touch. You're always welcome to keep a bend in the knees. Outer hips lifting, long sides, but you're not dumping, flaring the ribs out. The rib cage is pulling in. Even out the breath. And then lift your heels, tippy toes, walk it all the way up to the front. Your big toes will touch or a sliver between your feet. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Grab your left wrist and lean over to your right. While you do this, firm up your glutes. Again, feel the bottom ribs soften down. Inhale, back up. Grab your right wrist and lean over to the left. Inhale, back up. Cactus, bend your arms and lean back. Can you get light in your toes as you push your spine in behind your heart? Bind your hands or grab a wrist at your low back. Lean back a little bit more. And then bend your knees a lot and fold forward. Crawl the rib cage down the thighs. Think forehead or nose towards your shins. Release, bind, lift up halfway. Step back with your left foot only. Option for hands on blocks. Bend and straighten your legs a few times or bounce your hips. The movement doesn't need to be organized or look a certain way. We'll meet with the right knee bent, left hand down, mat or block pretty close to the right foot. Stretch your right arm up. And then notice the position of your pelvis. If your hips are swinging over to the right or your hips are uneven. The right hip crease back and down. Pump up the left leg. So you should feel a lot of effort here. Think about spreading the shoulder blades apart. Can you reach your right arm up more? Back knee down, half split. Straighten and fold over your right leg. Option to grab the toes or walk the hands over to the right. Avoid rounding your back here. You can always walk the hands back and or slide the right foot forward for 3, 2, 1. Rebend your right knee and reach up, Anjaneyasana B. Grab your left wrist and lean over to the right. Feel the right side belly, waistline tugging back. Again, spreading the toenails out on the left foot and pushing them down will help you feel more stable. Come back through center, hands on the mat. Keep your left knee down. Extend your right leg back. Inhale, 3-leg tabletop. Exhale, crunch. Right knee to your nose. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, crunch to the right elbow. Inhale, right leg back. Bend your knee and cactus bend your left arm. Stay here or reach back, inside grip on the right foot. The right shoulder plugging back. Top of the left foot continues to push down. Sternum forward, kick a little right. 3, 2, release grip, but keep your right knee bent, left hand to the mat. Tuck your left toes, find 3-leg down dog with the right knee bent and the hips stacked. So hips stacked, opening up to the right, take some big hip circles with that right leg. Let your left leg be firm and sturdy, unmoving. Take an inhale, square the hips, flex your right foot. Step your right foot forward, followed by your left foot. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. This time, grab your right wrist first and lean over to the left. Inhale, center. Left wrist over to the right. Inhale, center. Cactus bend your arms and lean back. Bind your hands, opposite grip or opposite wrist. Bend your knees a lot and fold forward. Release your bind, halfway lift. Step your right foot back, runner. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. Blocks are great here. Keep in mind the sides might feel a little different. There's no need to force the poses to look the same. Right hand mat or block, left arm reaching up. Pay attention to what your hips do when you do this. If they swing off to the left or if your right hip sinks down a lot, really try to pump up the right leg, lift the right hip, and this left hip going back and down. 3, 2, 1. Back knee down, half splits. Lengthen and extend your spine, your sides. On Vinyasa B, reach up, grab your right wrist and lean over to the left. Feel the inner thighs drag towards each other. Come back up, hands to the mat, left leg going back, 3-leg tabletop, inhale. Exhale, crunch, left knee nose. Left leg going back, crunch to the left elbow or tricep. Left leg going back, bend the knee, cactus bend your right arm. Stay there or reach back, inside grip. If you've got the foot, kick a little to the left. Left shoulder plugging back. Top of the right foot push down. Keep your left knee bent, but release, right hand to the ground. Tuck your right toes, 3-leg downward dog with the left knee bent, the hips stacked and open, big circles. Square it off. Step up, left foot, then right foot, halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Hands heart. Hands side, samastitihi. Sun A. Inhale, reach up, look up at your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to bend the knees. Lift up halfway. Step back or jump back, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog, shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just one breath here, in and out. Lift heels, look forward, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Fold in. Rise. Hands heart. Hands side. Again, reach up. Avoid arching the back. Just look up, squeeze your middle. Forward fold. Halfway extend. Fold, step, or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll spend a breath here in and out. Heels up, look forward, step or jump to the front. Half lift. Fold. Rise. Hands heart. Hands side. Last time, reach up. Lean back if that feels okay. Forward fold. Half lift. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back, down dog. Pause there. And breathe with sound. Squeeze your legs. Lift your right leg up, keep your hips square. Step your right foot forward. Keep your left hand down and keep your pelvis level as you reach your right arm up. Inhale. Drop your back knee, half splits, exhale. We'll take it nice and slow. Spin your left shin behind you. Left hand to the back of the mat. Nice big sweeping stretch, modified side plank. The right arm extends. Push your hips towards the long edge of your mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, look down at your left hand and put your right hand down. Roll onto your right toes and spin your left shin behind you like you're in a three-leg, almost a three-leg tabletop, but the right toes stay down. Now, kick the left leg up and back behind you into three-leg downward dog. Inhale. On an exhale, crunch left knee over to the right elbow. Left leg going up. Step up to the left thumb. Back foot spins flat, rise, warrior one. The outer edge of the right foot, can you make that a little heavier to drive the right hip forward? Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, sweep your arms back. Avoid resting on your left thigh. Pivot your feet, star pose. And then turn your right toes out, warrior two to the front of your mat. Soften your shoulders, keep your legs exactly as they are. Flip your right palm, reverse warrior. Reach more up than back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back without dragging it, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, keep your hips square. Step your left foot forward. Keep your pelvis level as you reach your left arm up. Drop your back knee, half splits. Take it slow, spin your right shin behind you, right hand to the back of the mat, left arm big sweep. Modified side plank. Make sure you straighten your left leg and turn the toes in. Take an inhale. Exhale, look down, left hand down. Pivot so your hips and shoulders are square to the mat. Then send your right leg up and back behind you. Inhale. Crunch right knee to the left elbow. Right leg up. Step up towards the right thumb. Spin your back foot flat and rise, warrior one. Firm down the outside edge of the left foot. Draw your right side belly, waist back. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and sweep. Firm your triceps. Push into your feet, star pose, pivot. And then to the front, warrior two. Soften your shoulders. Imagine dragging the heels towards each other. On the pelvic floor lift. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior. And windmill your hands to the mat without dragging your left foot. Step back, chaturanga. Gaze forward as you lower. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breathing through your nose. Lift your right leg up. Exhale, step. Hips level, right arm up. Back knee down, half splits. Take it to the back, modified side plank. Big inhale. The exhale just helps you square it off. Right hand down, pivot. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale, crunch to the right elbow. Left leg up. Step forward. Warrior one. Hinge and sweep. Star pose. To the front, warrior two. Reverse warrior. And chaturanga, take it all the way down. Left leg, soft step, left arm up, half splits. To the back, modified side plank. Use the exhale to just square yourself, back of the mat. Right leg up, crunch left elbow. Right leg up. Soft step, Virabhadrasana, one. Hinge forward. Star pose. Virabhadrasana, two at the front. Reverse. To the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva, upward. Exhale, Adho, downward, facing dog. Even breath. We'll go one more time, right leg. Option to close the eyes and just tune in. Step forward. Right arm reach. Back knee down, half split. At the back, modified side plank. Exhale, square yourself to the back. Left leg up. To the right elbow. Left leg up. Step forward. Warrior one. Hinge and sweep. Star pose. To the front, warrior two. Reverse. And vinyasa. Last time, left side lift. Soft step. Left arm reach. Half split. To the back, modified side plank. Use the exhale, square yourself to the back. Right leg up. To the left elbow. Right leg up. Step forward. Warrior one. Hinge and sweep. Star. Warrior two, front. Reverse. And vinyasa. Up. And back to down dog. Deep breath in. Breath out. Trying to go both arms at once or one at a time if needed. Drop down to the forearms. Dolphin pose. Hips stay lifting. Head heavy. want to have enough space for your head to hang by using the strength of your arms to push down. 3, 2. Now push into your hands, preferably both arms at the same time or one at a time. Press back up to down dog, and then just walk your hands back a tad, bring the thumbs to touch. Step the feet out nice and wide. We're going to take the left hand and reach for the outer right ankle, so you're twisting to the right, the hips bumping a little to the left. Squeeze your legs. If the heels are down, try to get light in the toes. Thumbs touch, right foot outside right pinky finger, crooked monkey or crooked lizard pose. Back knee down, right toes angled out. Right hand to the right thigh. Feel free to adjust. Lengthen your stance, widen your stance. Left hand can be on a block or fingertips. Just avoid dumping forward into the left shoulder. Option to reach for the back foot for 3. 2. 1, pyramid pose. Right foot will have to wiggle in, shorten it up. Blocks are great. Hands can walk forward or back. Focus on the alignment of your hips, the right hip crease plugging back and left hip driving forward. Almost like you're dragging the heels towards each other. You can go heel to heel alignment or feet on train tracks. Poses aren't always a one-size-fits-all, so you gotta adjust and make it work for you. Don't force the pose to look a certain way. Left hand mat or block, right hand to the waist. Push your hip back, turn to the right. Parivrita Trikonasana, revolving triangle. Keep the alignment of your pelvis by sinking some weight into your left foot. That's kind of your anchor to keep the weight of your tailbone going back. Crown of the head going forward. You're wringing out your spine once again for 3, 2, and 1. Look down, step your feet together, forward fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. If that's too much, separate your feet, hip width. Inhale. Exhale, twist, wide arms to the right. As you do that, try to pull the left knee and the left hip back. Feel a lot of length on the left side. We're going to use that to turn it into a prayer twist. Push your right palm down into your left palm. Think sternum to thumbs. Keep pulling the left knee, left hip crease back. Look down at your feet. Lift your right heel. Start to drive your right knee into your left elbow as you make your way up to standing on the left leg. You'll reach a point where you can't stand up anymore while keeping the elbow onto the thigh. When you get there, grab the knee instead and twist. If that's going well, reach for the outer edge of your right foot. Keep the right hip crease going down. Choose a steady point to focus your gaze, a drishti point. Eventually, that drishti point might shift back towards your right thumb for 3, 2. Slowly release the foot and take a long step back, warrior 2. Straighten your left leg and turn your toes in. Optional, bind, inhale. Exhale, fold all the way forward, wide legs. Squeeze your legs. Feel your weight tip a little forward without gripping into the toes. As you breathe in, a little length. As you breathe out, more fold. 3, 2, 1. Half lift, release grip. Walk around to the back knee down, reach both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Another prayer twist over to the right. Once you get there, tuck your back toes, pop your back knee off the mat. Once again, right palm push down into left palm, sternum to thumbs. Think right knee to the right and right hip crease back. What we've been focusing on all class is the level pelvis. Same idea here. Right hip crease has to go down and back. Pump up your left leg for 3, 2. Look in front of your mat, your left hand going forward, mat or block, revolving half moon pose. Left leg lift up, the outer hip going down. Right thigh bone pushing back, turn your chest to the right. Stay there, or your right hand can reach back for the inner left foot for revolving full moon pose for 3. Left shoulder plug back just like we did in our tiger pose on our knees. Sternum forward, 2. And 1, release grip, crisscross left foot behind right foot, and walk your hands to the right. Walk your hands back through center, left foot long step back, drop your knee, half or full splits on the right side, facing the back of the mat. Option for a block underneath the right hamstring or underneath your hands. If you don't have blocks like I'm demonstrating, I can use the fingertips. I also like to keep the back toes tucked so that I don't go too far. Then I can kind of wiggle that back knee back as I please without sliding into it unintentionally. You want to feel a little twist to the right, like the right side waist and hip crease is pulling back, the left side torso is dropping a bit. When you're ready, take this into pigeon pose. Any other alternative, like figure 4 seated or on your back, you can always put a block underneath your right glute or underneath your forearms. You can stay where you are or add in a twist by threading the left arm underneath and then maybe bringing the hands together. Keep pushing down to the top of the left foot. Try not to roll all the way to the left side. So think right hip crease, back and down. Same things we've been working on all class. Walk your hands back, unthread if you're in a twist. Slide your right knee to the center between your thumbs. Left knee up behind your right knee. Kick your feet away from each other. Gomukhasana, cow face pose with the right leg on top. Focus less on the look, more on the feel. I really want your right sitting bone on the mat. It does not matter if the knees are stacked perfectly. You can grab your feet or right hand down, thumb in, so your shoulder is internally rotated. Bend your elbow, the back of the hand finds the upper back. Left arm reach up, palm in, reaching for fingers. You can always use a towel to make a bind as well. Otherwise, again, I like hands to feet. Try to take the rounding out of your lower back. If you still don't feel a stretch here, that's when you would hinge forward. For me, this is already way intense enough, so I'm going to stay upright for 3. 2. 1, release grip. Now, I want you to walk your hands over to the left. You're going to push down into your feet, lift your hips, and if you pivot on your feet, you should almost end up in that short, wide down dog where we started the sequence. Now, I knew where we were going, so I had an advantage, but maybe for the next time. So we came from Gomukhasana, we walked the hands to the left, and then we're meeting in that nice wide, short down dog. This time taking the right hand, reaching for the left ankle, squeezing the legs and pulling the hips over to the right. Option for left hand on a block, or you can always just walk the hands back a little bit more if you can't quite reach. And release grip. Left foot outside, left pinky finger, crooked monkey or crooked lizard pose. You may need to lengthen your stance, like left foot forward, right foot back. And then you want to angle the toes outwards. I like the toes off the edges of the mat so you have a wider stance as well. Option to reach for the back foot. Just avoid dumping into the right shoulder. Pyramid pose, release the back foot, shorten up your stance. Side 2 might feel different, so adjust as needed. Make sure your back toes are angled out like 45 degrees. Fold over your left leg, and most importantly, level your pelvis. Left hip pulling back, right hip pushing forward. Firm up the thighs. Feel the spine melt in behind the heart, almost driving your sternum forward. That's going to be helpful for revolving triangle. So you want to get some length, and then we're going to go right hand, mat or block. Start to turn your chest to the left, maybe reaching the left arm up. We don't want to be rounding forward. Think sternum going forward, tailbone back. Breathe. Keep some weight in your back leg for stability. 3, 2, 1, step your feet together, forward folds. Utkatasana, feel free to separate the feet as needed. Inhale, wide arms twisting to the left. Right hip, right knee, pull back, lengthen the right side to prayer twist. Hook it, left palm push down into right palm. Sternum towards thumbs. And then look down at your feet. Lift your left heel, drive your left knee up into your right elbow. Just take it slow. When you can't stand up anymore, then grab your knee, stand up tall, stay there, or right hand for the outside edge of the left foot. Keep the left hip crease going down. Woo! Think about this like revolving triangle, where you're trying to keep the hips level, not hiking the left hip up higher than the right. For 3, 2, release grip and slowly step back, warrior 2. Straighten your legs, hands to waist, inhale. Exhale, fold. You can keep your hands to the waist, think elbows up, squeezing the legs. You'll have to use your core and your legs a lot more without the help of your hands. Or you can go hands to the mat, grab your feet, ankles, big toes. Roll the weight forward, so you almost feel the tailbone lift up more, but you're not gripping with the toes. 3, 2, slide your shoulder blades up away from your ears. 1, release grip, half lift. Walk to the back, back knee down, reach both arms up. Prayer twist to the left. Once you get into it, back toes tuck, pop your right knee off the mat. Level hips, left hip back and down, left knee a little to the left. Pump up the right leg. Kind of think hugging the right inner ankle in. Look down, bump your right hand forward, mat or block, revolving half moon pose, right leg lift. The outer right hip going down, your hips are staying level. If you need a little bend in the left knee, go for it. Stay there or reach back. Left hand inside grip on the right foot. Just like we do in tiger pose, you want to kick a little over to the right. Push the left thigh bone back and push the sternum forward for 3, 2, 1, right foot behind left foot, crisscross, and walk the hands left. Walk your hands center, right foot step back and drop your knee, crooked, or half splits or full splits. Again, I like to keep the back toes tucked so I can kind of be in control of how much I'm going into the pose, especially if I'm not using props. Otherwise, my knee could just continue to slide back, but I like to keep these right toes tucked as a stopper, kind of. This side for me is a lot tighter, so I'm not pushing it. I would encourage you to do the same. Listen to your body. You're going to feel a little gentle twist to the left, like the left side waist is pulling back. And take it to pigeon when you're ready, left side. Same options, figure 4, blocks. Stay there or add in a twist to the left. Right arm underneath and then kind of like clapping the hands. Keep pressing down through the right toenails, the top of the right foot. And keep the left hip heavy. Left hip back and down for 3, 2, 1. Unwind. Slide left knee between thumbs, right knee up behind left knee. Kick your feet away from each other. Left knee's in front. When you drop your butt back, that means the left leg is on top. Feel free to adjust, but it doesn't need to be perfect. I really just want your left sitting bone down on the ground. Once you feel okay, you can stay there, or left arm by your side, thumb in, bend so the palm faces out behind you. Right arm reach up, bend so the palm faces you. Option to reach for fingers or a towel. Now you especially don't want to force this if it feels too tight. You can always use a towel, a strap, or just keep your hands where they are. For me, I have a lot, for some reason, I feel like the watch gets in the way, but I know it's really just my left shoulder being a little bit less flexible. One more breath. And we will slowly release that. All right, so we'll give this another shot. Walking the hands over to the right, you're gonna push into your feet, pivot into that short, wide down dog. And then we're just gonna meet seated. Awesome. All right, lie down onto your back and hug your knees in. Feel free to rock a little bit side to side. Option to grab the ankles as you put your feet down. I can't quite reach doing that, so I'm just gonna go arms by my side. But if you've got the ankles, great. Scoop your tailbone forward and lift your hips up. From here, you could even walk the hands a little forward. And I like to push down through the outside edge of the hands, like almost karate chopping, and the fingers are inside the heel, kind of pushing outwards. I can just feel a little bit more expansion across my chest, kind of like we do when we make a bind, just a little bit different. Imagine the feet dragging the mat forward for 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower self down, windshield wiper. Knees center, back bend number 2, arms by the side, or grab your ankles, scoop your tailbone, lift your hips. Option to do that same thing with the arms, or maybe make a bind this time. Not flaring the ribs out, letting the ribs soften, knees going forward, chest going back. You almost feel length on the front of your body. Release grip, lower yourself down. Take a breath. Last one, bridge your upward facing bow. Hands beside the head, scoop your tailbone, lift your hips up, maybe lift your torso up. Again, think same thing, knees forward, chest back, breathing into the front of the body. Make sure the toes aren't turning out. One more breath. And bring it down. Hug your knees in. Option to roll out the ankles. Happy baby pose. Feel free to rock gently side to side. Maybe you even straighten one leg at a time. Kind of like supine skandasana. We didn't even do skandasana today. One of my studio class students asked if skandasana was my favorite pose because I apparently put it in every single class. But we did not do one today, so this is proof. I can teach a yoga class without skandasana, but I do like supine Skandasana. It feels quite nice. All right, release that. Knees together, arms wide. Let's drop the knees left and gaze right. Option to wrap up the legs. Knees through center, unravel and switch. Knees right, look left. Option to wrap up the legs. This will be our last pose together, but if there's something you'd like to take after this, like shoulder stand, plow, seated forward fold, Baddha Konasana, you're more than welcome to. Bring your knees through center, unravel and squeeze. Again, anything else you want to do, go for it. Otherwise, when you're ready, make your way. Savasana, corpse pose. Shoulder blades flat, toes flopping out. Relaxing the feet, the ankles. Letting the bones, the body feel really heavy, sinking sensation. Even softening the palms and the forearms. Relax your jaw, your throat. Behind your eyes. Let stillness take over. Release your breath control. Just let the breath be natural, full but natural. Shavasana. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. When you're ready to make those movements a little bigger, head side to side, reach your arms. Then we'll draw both knees into the chest and roll to the right or left side. Gradually making your way up to a seat. Keep the eyes closed. Just move really slow, mindfully. And with the eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart center. One thing one of my teachers said to me recently was that you don't have to separate the you on your mat from the you in your life. It's easy to have like yoga, Emma. It's peaceful and calm, and then go right back into daily life, which is chaotic and stress and anxiety. So even if it's just a little thread, a little piece of mindfulness, awareness that you take off of your mat, just try to weave those two parts of you or three parts of you, all the different parts of you, into this yoga side of you, this mindful, spiritual side. So it doesn't have to be like a switch that turns on when you step on your mat and turns off when you step off. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Namaste. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. I so appreciate it. If you like this class, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you liked in the comments. I will see you back next week for another yoga class. Thank you so much for being here and for continuing to support my channel.